Autobots, transform! One shall stand, one shall fall. You destroy everything you touch, Megatron!
Because everything I touch is food for my hunger! My hunger for power!
No! I'm going to end your hunger once and for all.
Almost time, but almost doesn't get the job done. You can't stop me.
You're old, Megatron. Yesterday's model, ready for the scrap heap.
We'll see who's ready for the scrap heap.
Junk! That's what you are. Junk!
Silence! When I'm through with you, Prime, there won't be enough pieces to sweep up.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of George Reviews. And today on George Reviews, I will be reviewing MP44 Cybertron Commander Convoy version 3.0. And it's still in the bubble wrap. I'm gonna start by opening it. Probably could do this better and save some bubble wrap, but I want to get to it. So here he is, the ultimate evolution of Optimus Prime in transforming toys. And nice looking box. The toy action figure looks great, and see Transformers 35th right there. Long life design. Turn to the side. It is a big box coming at the camera. Let me see if I can back it up. Side of the box is Convoy. Back of the box is the product and all the things that he can do. They showing off the poses of his articulation, holding a rifle with two hands. I've seen him do that on a few episodes. Of course, the Matrix, Energy Axe. The first time the Energy Axe is actually cartoon accurate. Yeah, actually they showing it right there, showing a picture of it being cartoon accurate. And all the things it can do. Some people say it's too much going on with this figure. Oh, look, is my tape broke? Oh, nope. Some people say it's too much going on with this figure. They didn't need all that stuff. Me personally, I love a ton of accessories, but oh, this side of the box, Optimus Prime, but they may have included too much for me too. But I love accessories. But if you can keep the price down, it's kind of like a medium. Missing. Slit the tape. Man, I gotta try to keep it all in. It's literally filling up my desk here. I don't have any room. So get a look at it as I open it. And when you slide it open, this is what you see and what you get. Accessories on this side. Convoy facing that way, I guess like the package. So also inside the box is Optimus Prime's collector card. And the artwork on the collector card and the instruction book is identical, and I don't know if I like it. It's Optimus Prime with some cloudy sky that we've never seen before in bot mode and truck mode. You can see it better on the instruction booklet. And like for some reason he is standing in lava. Somebody help me out. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they metal can take it. We've seen him fall in lava. The Decepticons on one episode, but why is he just standing in lava? Why is he not sinking? But pretty good artwork. They could have did better for Optimus MP44. And inside is all the instructions I'm going to need. And you know how I don't do instructions? I actually did instructions for this one because it was hard. I got stuck so many times trying to do this thing. Now, Optimus Prime / Convoy is packaged with 17 accessories. And if you count the trailer and roller, I guess, because I think that's standard, that's a total of 19 accessories in this massive clamshell. First one of the accessories I'm gonna look at is Roller. And Roller in, he looks great. Take a look at his tires. He has silver painted rims on black plastic tires. Has some translucent headlights right here. Same thing on this side for the tires. The back has the two tailpipes with plugs in the G1. Has a translucent little emergency light right here. Coming to the front of the vehicle. you can actually pop the hood and take a look at the engine. Why they did that, I don't know. It's a nice touch, but maybe they could have saved me some money, because I don't think I'll be checking out the hood too often. Inside is 4 molded seats actually, and 2 stick shifts. A little lackluster control panel here, and in the reverse side, 1 giant lackluster control panel. Yeah, you can add the whole Wiki family to the car, and they sit in there just fine. Actually, it's a little bit too much room for these guys. They don't have a peg in their butt or anything to lock them into place, or a peg to go between the legs or something. And the whole family just sit there. And because Spike was banging Carly, you could take Daniel if you got him and add Daniel to the family. And Spike totally hit that over a milkshake in a video game. Now you can convert roller for weapon storage. You can turn this thing over. You could take the welding gun, which they call the gas pump, and plug it in here. You can dual plug it into both the ports, and he can run around with this wire laser whip hanging out everywhere. You can take Optimus Prime's laser rifle. You have to transform it for this. It transforms, folds up just like this. And well, you don't have to transform it, I guess, but just make it a little bit more compact and plug it in there just like that. Or you can untransform it and just have them blasting people. But this piece needs to be transformed. And of course, this same port allows Roller to haul Optimus Prime's trailer. Put that in right there. Now he's popping a wheelie. As you got to kind of hold it down. And if you hold it down, it rolls, functions just fine. You can also take the anti-aircraft gun from the combat deck and connect it to Roller. Flip this little port out. There's a little slot underneath here, and you just slide it in to there. Got on camera right there, and Roller pulls this just fine, and it has an articulation point so he can turn left and right and make better turns with this little combat deck. Okay, you can take the anti-aircraft gun, unhinge this piece right here, and pull the entire top off the anti-aircraft gun. Then he has a little port right here which folds down, which you know this now connects to Roller. And he can run around as a fully armed combat car. Whee! Alright, I got Spike in there if you can see Spike. Now, this is very clever, but it's kind of unnecessary because you can put Optimus Prime laser rifle on there. And they put a lot of playability into this toy, which is an adult collector, and I don't see anybody actually playing with a lot of this stuff in this way. I mean, it's very sweet, but who's going to actually do all this on a day-to-day basis? After I review this, I don't see myself really doing all this unless I had an extra one or something, and the chances of that is kind of slim. Reattach an anti-aircraft gun, fold this back up, and there's a slot here and a groove right here. You reslot that, and later on this becomes the stand in case I forget. And you close that up. Now taking a look at this thing, it rolls around independently, rolls very well. It has the same tires as Roller, swivels full 360. I hope our camera's getting it. Full 360, can extend to this height to where it's out of camera, and side swipe just for comparison. Okay, bring the anti-aircraft gun a little bit closer. Gonna open up the cockpit, and you can see a molded in seat. The seat is huge compared to the driver. There are controls on the sides, a couple levers and some buttons. And right here, if you can see, I guess what's supposed to be a little monitor and 2 circles. They could have did better than that. They could have put all this techie stuff on the sides and put it right there in the front. Now you can take one of your figures, and this I'm gonna put Daniel in here because close it up, sits in there just fine. Oh, and the little thing in front of him is a teeny tiny targeting device. You can see the little crosshairs on it. I just noticed that. Close that up and raise the radar dish. And the radar dish has the same G1 gimmick where you can rotate this little circular piece and make the dish actually rotate, which is very cool. The claw arm comes out just like the G1. Opens up, it's articulated right here. It's double articulate the top and the bottom, not just one side. Then it can move together up and down. This part comes forward to back. It stops right here on this hinge. And as far as swivels all the way around, you can swing down underneath and do the exact same articulation as on the top. And back to the top. And you can see some hollowing on this side of the claw arm. Then the cannons actually slide out, and it looks like that episode where they found Jetfire. And Optimus Prime commanded to come out of the trailer just once. And it also looks like the Generation 1 missiles. You can also add the blast effects to this thing. and they look incredible. Optimus Prime comes with a laser rifle as usual per every Optimus Prime. This is the best looking laser rifle I ever seen with any Optimus Prime figure, freaking period. I love this thing. And he comes with his Energy Axe, cartoon accurate for the first time. It has the little knight's tip right here. It is made out of translucent plastic and it is very hard and it has like a little texture to it. And you can even see it like a rougher surface. Alright, let's talk about heads. This is a head from season 1. The head I actually prefer, but I hate that the antennas are bent. And here we go, his battle damage head, which is very cool. Starscream head, Starscream intake vents. Battle damage waist plate. Flight stand port. Matrix of leadership. Okay, let's take a look at the Witwicky family. First, we're going to take a look at Spike. And per all the Masterpiece figures they come with, there is no paint application to the face. You can see his hair. He has on the bump cap. It is non-removable. All these figures share the exact same articulation. And when you articulate these figures, the ball joint pops off 90% of the time. His arm goes 360s on the ball joint, and that's all you get. And then they want to make me out a liar and not pop up this time. And he has an ab crunch. Why they did that, I have no clue, because it always pops apart when you try to fold up the legs. And there it is. It just comes apart. All these figures comes apart at the exact same point at the same time, because some of the joints are over loose and some of the joints are over stiff. Like that thigh joint is super stiff. Surprisingly, none of these guys are coming apart at the knee on me. And I'm happy it's coming apart because I want to show you that all these figures do it all the time. Because like I say, the joints that don't come apart are over tight and put too much stress on the joints that actually do come apart. And as far as I know, he has a little bit of head articulation. Speaking of which, I'm going to jump over to Carly, because since I've had Carly, I cannot get her head to turn back to her right. Like, it's just stuck. And I try to pull on it. Maybe I can heat it up. I see the joint in there, but she's just stuck looking to her left. And again, all these little ball joints pop off to where it's kind of annoying. They have a little piece of die cast in their feet to help them stick to the magnetic parts of the trailer. And spark plug and Spike have one in their back. I think she has one too, and it's just covered in the paint. You can kind of see the circular part at the top underneath her hair, but I'm not sure about that. And the paint on these guys is done about as well as can be. There's no complaints on mine. Even try to paint just a piece of a belt in a belt buckle. And they should have went with something other than light blue. And Carly paint, what is there is just fine on mine. And here we have the Matrix of Leadership. It's the exact same Matrix that came with MP10 and all versions of MP10, except for they chose to paint the crystal this metallic light blue, which I prefer the translucent crystal, but I love the orange, and the chrome looks good on mine. This is the back with the smaller side, front with the larger side. The top of the Matrix has the little notches, and that's that for that. All right, let's get MP44 out here. He rolls pretty well, and this was not always the case. When I first took it out of the package, all tires wouldn't touch the ground for anything, and it was scraping underneath here. I'll show you that. And then when I did get it to roll, it would roll on one side versus the other side. But the few transformations, it's a little bit better, but I still got some issues with it. We're going to start with his trailer. Take a look at that trailer, and it is cartoon accurate for the first time, except for this circle and this vent and this slot right here. And these grooves right here. And the rivets. Anyway, you get it. It's mostly cartoon accurate. Then half the time, they wouldn't put the Autobot logo. Only certain episodes, they would even draw the Autobot logo on it. So, yeah. So there's that. Here's the back. Trailer door has a little hinge right there to lock the door. Translucent lights back here. Bumper. On this side, the exact same opposite front of the trailer. The bottom of the trailer, he has a spare tire, and they actually painted it, which is very cool. Some detailing under here, and in the back, he has chrome tires and chrome rims and black tires, and the tires are hard plastic. You know, they didn't put the rubber in here. And then you can extend this part, and it still does the automorph from MP10. One of these are the exact same pieces. Guess I'll check that out. And nope, they're not the exact same because they added some extra parts right here. I see it's different. and the railing looks different. So you can do that and extend that so the trailer can stand up. And he also has these pieces right here. These pieces right here that allow the trailer to stand up even if you don't use these. And swinging around to the back of the trailer, get the trailer door open and open up the trailer. And here we have the interior. Now, I'm going to stand it up at this point to take a look at it and check out the molding detail. It's not overdone like MP10's was. MP10 had a lot of stuff and you wonder what the hell was going on with it. But it is not overdone. It looks nice. It has the little molded in detailing from what was a sticker on the Generation 1, the arrow and the go facing out, and it's done real nice to just look like a standard pattern. And if you don't see it, it's pretty cool. Anyway, set this back down. Now you can take the anti-aircraft gun, and I guess these are already folded down, but normally they're folded up, and it just slots right into here. Wait, oh, gotta fold the tires away. Tires away, and it locks right there. And then it locks right there. I'm gonna extend it and pose it and everything else. We already did all that. And then you can take roller. Also, wait, forgot. The ramp extends out, slides out of here, lets down, and it's a nice long ramp, like more functional where they can actually ride up, and it's not a 90-degree angle. So anyway, you could take roller, and these little ports, they actually have it porting in here like the Generation 1. It does not fire, but roller sticks in there. He's not going anywhere. Okay, I got Carly and Spike seated at the controls just like the Generation 1. Okay, we can stand the trailer back up in a standard repair bay mode, and you can flip this panel down and flip this panel down and have it function like the Diaclone repair bay intended it. And because they have the little magnets or die cast, I think the magnets in here, these guys stick right to it. They're not going to fall off at all, which is great for posing and picture taking. And also these strips here are the exact same magnetic strips. And I'm going to put Spike back together. And Spike can stick to those just like the Diaclone. There's even magnetic strips right here. And I guess this little part, and I assume this in the G1 version and the Diaclone version, I guess this is, in your imagination, would be an elevator, and it comes up to service Optimus Prime, or maybe these come down to service Optimus Prime, which is very cool. Okay, these panels right here fold down. They fold inward all the way down. For some reason, they're marked left and right, which, you know, they could have saved that money. Okay, now, has there ever been an Optimus Prime that did not have weapon storage? You can morph this yet again. So this is poured out, and you can plug his laser rifle right here. And you can take the welding gun. Yes, it's a welding gun. And you can put it in the next port. And you have the claw arm, hold the welding torch to repair Optimus Prime Convoy. And I'll get to that later. And speaking of trailer storage, underneath here, you just slot this piece out, which is an incredible touch. I'm not big on storage, but that is nice how all this stuff fits in here. And these things go in here a specific way, and they actually lock in and port in. And it doesn't even hold all of his accessory. He has so many. Okay, if that wasn't enough playability and storage, you pop this little tab down, and these tabs on either side are labeled left and right. Why, I don't know. I guess that's a nod to the G1. Let up the combat deck and close this up, and you can get them in the G1 pose. Scoot it back, and it can stick out the top. Now you can shorten this. You can and you can do it like this. And because of the way the neck is, you can configure it a lot of different ways. I'm not going to go all over it, but you can imagine you can turn it and twist it and make it do a lot of things. You can shorten it and lengthen it. All right, before I move on, I want to tell you the trailer, even without the accessories inside, feels very heavy and it feels very sturdy. I never felt like I was going to break anything or damage anything. I mean, it feels really reliable as a toy. Like I can bang it and really go at the trailer portion. And so the roller is very durable and feels fantastic in hand. Just fantastic. And the last thing I can think of for the trailer in this mode is you can attach the rocket pack. You just transform it like this, pull this little piece down, and there's a port. There's always a port, and there's always a tab, and it tabs in right here. And a lot of people say, why would you want to put the rocket pack on top of the trailer? This was actually seen in the episode where the guy Lord Chumley was hunting Optimus Prime. The episode was called Prime Target. And he was flying to Lord Chumley with a rocket pack on top of the trailer. A lot of people say, well, that was a mistake in animation. But there was a rocket pack, and there were jet blasts coming out of it. Okay, on to the big bot himself, and he rolls great. But it wasn't this way out of the package. Out of the package, I had to transform him a few times to get him to settle in. And he was packaged in truck mode, which was weird. And I thought I had another hot rod situation where it was going to drag no matter what. But I got the drag out of there. And now he rolls great, and I'm a lot happier for it. And in the G1 cartoon, he was based on the Generation 1 toy, which was Kenworth cab over flat nose truck. And I guess he's still the Kenworth cab over flat nose truck. And like I said, he rolls great now. On to the cab itself. This is Optimus Prime. And when I originally opened it, and it's not just me, I feel like this part never tabbed together as well as it should. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. And here on the sides of the truck where the gas tank is in two pieces for the transformation, this just doesn't line up for me. It was like this out of the package, and I haven't gotten it to get any better. I transformed this thing several times, haven't gotten any better at it. Well, like the little breakup here, like I said, it was like this out of the package, and I haven't gotten it any better. And before I move on to anything else, in case I forget, because I forgot when I reviewed it before, you can transform Optimus Prime's gun. And there's a slot here, just there. And there is a slot right there. And you just slide it in for storage in this mode. And you can drive around like that. I guess you can articulate it. And I guess they kind of use that to cover up some of this space. All right, speaking of space, this is the back of the truck, which people complain about, but the back of a real truck is a mess anyway. It's a lot of holes in here, and you pretty much just got the tires on the side and a trailer hitch, which this pulls off a great looking trailer hitch. I wish they could have used some black plastic because I wouldn't want paint because it would scrape it off, but to really make that stand out. But he looks good. You can see some broken up panels here and some panels here, which you know is like transformation parts, which is kind of unfortunate. You turn it over and like they all have the robot grill hanging out underneath, and you can see that these are the top of his thighs. But the only reason it's really bad is because it's white. It's filled in real good, and we all know that's his thighs. But if it was all blue, or if they could have rotated and hit it, this would have been cleaned up very, very well underneath. And again, Optimus rolls pretty good. He rolls better with the trailer because the weight puts all the tires on the ground. He's no longer dragging, bringing them forward. My last transformation, I left a gap in the windshield right here that's normally not there. I transformed it back. It's not too bad on this side. Has the chrome grille, the similar headlights to MP10. He has orange translucent parts for the fog lights right here, which I really love. Great chrome bumper. Chrome rims, and as I said, the tires are hard plastic. Gone is the rubber or softer plastic. And he also, you can open his doors. I can get my finger there, never can, but you can pull on the mirror and get the door to open, and you can put a passenger in there. And there is spark plug. I mean, he squoze to the max in there. I probably could have got him a little bit better, but he is squoze in there. You can't see out the front window. It's just a little fan service. But you can close this window right here, and you can see him in there very clearly. It's nice blue translucent, but it's not so thick that you can't see what's going on inside. And I have Spike on this side. He's a little bit smaller. Same thing over here. Sits in there comfortably. I mean, other than being squished at the head. And you can see him sitting right in there, which is real cool. And the only real paint to talk about, he has some red over the red plastic, but it's all done well. And since it's red over red, you know, you really can't tell. Only really paint to talk about is the orange lights. I believe, and that's it, because these are translucent parts. It'd been nice if they could have stuck some translucent parts in there, but that's been too much. Oh, and the Autobot logo. Now this is supposed to be the cartoon Autobot logo, but it doesn't look as bad as the one on the animated accurate side swipe. It's pretty cool. I can live with this one. But I still really used to like the little raised Autobot logo. Oh, and you can see right here where after transforming a few times, I got some red paint on this little white part. Speaking of transformation, so I'm going to move on to the transformation. I've done it several times, and I know the transformation, but that does not make it any easier. And you know my transformations are always rough, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. So on to Optimus Prime's transformation, and I'm going to put on the screen where you can go and see a better transformation, so you don't have to rely on mine. So you pull this whole panel piece apart, which I don't like, and most people don't like. And the driver's still inside. Now the driver's gone, but yeah, I don't like it because it kind of takes away from what is Optimus Prime. That old, you know, the arms come out, and we all did it as kids, pretend like we were transforming, drop down to our knees. But anyway, that's gone. Now this whole part comes off. It's kind of scary because all this is like on a hinge. So anyway, you do it on both sides. Well, I guess I should just do one side at a time. Unhinge this. Alright, once you have this part open, you fold the door down. Then you bring it forward. And you have to do this step specific because some parts won't tab until other parts tab. You take the gas tank part and you flip that around here. Okay, we got that. And I believe you rotate this part up like this. And now we take the false gas tank like this and then fold it over. I got it right. Then rotate it down so it fits in right here. I think I got it right. It goes in the tab. Why not have this right? Okay, it goes right here. There's a little tab right here and a little port right there. You rotate that till it gets to the tab. This little piece right here, you open it up. It's kind of hard to get to, but it forms another panel at the back of the legs. Then you open it up like that, and you fit it together that way. Then I think now you can move this part. Let me separate the legs. Oh, and then you got to accordion the legs too. I don't know if I'm doing this in the right step, but unhinge that. There we go with that. Then this is kind of the bottom of the leg here. It comes over the tire. Then you take this piece here. Wait, if I got this correct. It's got to be step specific. Okay, now then once this is in the right place, you can let this up. Then finish transforming this and fold it all. Wait, fold it in. Sorry, fold this in, then fold it all the way down on itself. It feels like it's going to break, but so far it is not. And I can tell you it's not because I'm heavy-handed. And this part transforms and slots into here. And it's not pegging in good right now, but it will when we get further into the transformation. Rotate this part so all this kibble faces the inside of Optimus Prime's leg. I think I did his foot right. Oh, rotate the foot out. Open this part up. Then swivel this part around. Man, I know I'm probably not getting it all in. I'll swivel that part around and open this piece up. Take this whole piece, fold it out of the way, and rotate this around because it helps form part of the leg. It's a part in here that I always forget. It gets in the way. Rotate this little thing out, and then you can close the leg up. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. You got to come over here and unlatch this part and unfold this part. Like, it's a lot of little nagging tabs in here to help put all this together. I'm having a problem putting it in because I forgot again to make sure I accordion this part up that gives this more clearance. And also this tab shut. But okay, I got it up there now. It should fit into all those tabs. That sounds better. Then close this, lock this down over the wheel. And that's how it cleans up in the back. Okay, it's locked in the front. You're going to have this gap over here. It's locked in the back. All the panels touch. The stabilizers are out back here. This is, I guess this helps stabilize it right here. So that's one leg. So pretty much let's do the same thing on this side. Okay, so I had to stop for a cigarette break, and I don't even smoke. Okay, now coming to the cab, you pull the arms out. Now we get a little bit of G1 and all the other Optimus Prime going on. You pull the arms out to the side. You extend the arms, and you can close this up and complete the arm. Do it on both sides this time, instead of one at a time. You come to the hands, and now I thought this was dumb. They could have just put this panel on this side and not even had to do any of this. So you move this panel, spin the whole thing around. Got it. Then accordion that thing around, turn the hand around when they could have just did it in the first place. Open up this panel and close this up. And I've had trouble with this lock that time. Same thing on this side. Push the fist through. Wait, push it through this way. Bring this around. And it's like double hinge. You open up this panel, just fill the gap. And you're supposed to keep the arms out to the side. Oh, swivel this hand. Just keep the arms out to the side for now. Then open these up. And again, this is not going to be official. I'm going to loosen the backpack. Open that up. Pop this piece. It might help me out. Okay, now I have access to the bottom of the truck. Now I have to, and this is kind of tricky because you have to get these panels just right. Put this wheel up here and this one up here, and it gives me some separation. And now I can line these panels up, open this part up some, and bring out this engine part. I gotta untab it right here. This is a strong tab. Untab that part right here, and bring this whole thing forward, and bring this tab out right here. Then we and like it's a broken up mess. Then we open up these windows. I think I should have already done that. Open up the windows. Open up the windows. Move these panels back. Lift this up. Optimus Prime head comes up. I'm getting it in. These panels come up. I think that I'm supposed to have accordion the shoulders out of the way. So this comes out, and then there we have most of it. So take this waist piece and move all this junk back. Bring the matrix chamber and the grill up into his chest. I got this. Wait, I don't think I got these in here right. Let me get these side pieces up. Maybe I think I'm supposed to rotate these. I should have rotated the windows already. Rotate the windows out of the way. And it's real hard doing camera, and the transformation is difficult it is. And put this matrix cap. Now I'm not sure. In instruction books they have you, it show you where you take the matrix out. The matrix is not in here doing the transformation, so I still don't know if it fits. But this is most of the transformation here. Take these panels at the waist, fold these down, the back, fold these down, take this part, get this out of the way, form his butt flap, and at this point, I don't know if I got a lock. I have to push up on this tab a little bit more. And now let's see if I can get the matrix cavity in there. Okay, now it's in there, so we get the doors closed. And the doors are closed. Woo! I'm gonna try to get the arms down, and the butterfly joints, they rest in the back. Quarter knees to the back. Man, that was a chore. Oh, then I didn't transform none of this. Bring these, I supposed to did this first. Bring the bumper pieces forward. Rotate these two parts down. Bring all this in, and this snaps underneath Optimus's neck. And bring this part down, and bring this up. Open this flap. And there's a port there, a tab there. Bring this up to meet it. Woo! Now you got the little waist piece, and then you just collapse this down and snap it into place. So that is MP44 all tabbed in. And let's take a look at what a lot of people complain about, the backpack and the breakup here. And this breakup here allows for the butterfly hinge. So that's not so bad. And then the backpack here and the way it sticks off the back. And I don't even think that is bad. Ooh, wait. I was always forgetting something. And yeah, I think that cleans up pretty good. It looks a lot cartoon accurate. It's a little bit bigger. And everybody says to house the electronics, but it doesn't look bad to me at all. I'm not bothered by it at all. Screw him back. Take a look at this guy. Okay, first thing we're going to do is take a look at the head sculpt that he's packaged with and see if it matches the 1985 and 86 cartoon aesthetic. As you can see, the eyes are painted blue, and the face and the mouth plate are painted gray, as well as the piece on the forehead. That is paint, it's not plastic. The rest is all blue plastic. And what do you think? Does he match the cartoon perfectly? Yes or no? Okay, and moving on to the chest area. The windows and the chest looks very, very cartoon accurate. The grill, the abdomen line here, the waist, the thighs. I mean, they nailed it. Right here you can see some breakup, and you can see the red down in there. Mine's coming loose a little bit right here. The only place it really doesn't clean up perfectly, I would say, is right here on the sides of these thighs. And from the top angle, you can see down in there. But straight on, you really can't see it. You can see some red down in here. Has some gray paint on the toes right here. Some cartoon accuracy. Cartoon accuracy, gas tanks in robot mode. Turn around to his back. And I think the backpack is a little big, but I still think it's cartoon accurate. I mean, it could be better. It's not perfect, but it is still nice. This little butt thing is cartoon accurate. It's a little bit larger on a cartoon, but it is still nice. But yeah, I think he looks fantastic in this robot mode. All right, let's take a look at Optimus Prime articulation, shall we? His head is on a ball joint, completely 360s. Speaking of ball joint, they actually went in here and put a little gray paint right here where the neck should be to make it look that much more accurate. That is real nice. They could have just left it all red plastic because the ball joint is red plastic. And the head will 360, and it can has clearance to rock side to side, like he's asking a question or he's curious. He can look up this far, which is very good. Now when he looks down, if you just push straight down, it doesn't go far because his chin hits the top of the truck. But because of the hinge, he can look down this far. Now from the side, it's broken up, but from the front, it looks great. And even from a slight side angle, it looks great. So he can look like he's talking to another Autobot. Okay, and coming to his arms, you can get them up this far, side to side. You can hinge it down and get it out directly to the side like this. And 360s at the shoulder. Then he has butterfly joints that come loose, and surprisingly they come loose without moving the backpack out of the way. They come this far to the front. He has a bicep swivel, full 360, full clearance. He has an elbow bend, bend his arm this far. He has a wrist swivel. He has a strange wrist hinge, and I'll get to that. He's articulated at the thumb. It can go up and it can come down. He has the standard 3-finger together articulation and fold in. And the index finger is articulated at 2 points. And for some reason, they never really, I guess to pull off the fist, extend straight. You know what I mean? Again, I guess that's to pull off the fist. But some really great articulation there. Coming to his waist. It rotates this far because it is locked in. But once you unlock it and hinge it up, you can get more out of it. And this is for like certain poses and certain angles. And this thing won't look that bad once you pose it. He can look up this far. And you can bend him over and his ab crunch is about that much. Where the grill gets in the way. Then you can just lock that back down. Clean that up. Move his hands out of the way. You could take his leg and move it up this far. And the panel auto morphs for you. You get his leg up. And when you bring it back down, the panel comes back down. You can go to the back. Got to move this panel. Comes to the back that far, which is spectacular actually. Bring it down, get it out to the side this far, and he holds it. It's like die cast in this, and the ratchet is strong enough to hold it. And it doesn't fall back down. It also swivels at that thigh joint. Up that much, and then it hits and it locks on both sides. And bring it back up, and we can bend his knee. We can bend his knee all the way this far. And we can bring it back this far. And speaking of knee, everyone talks about the problem with the knees and the problem with this joint and this having to go in there. And I've seen videos where people say they repaired it and where it broke, but this is my knee. Some people say they have to hold it as they ratchet the knee. But on my figure, I never had not one problem. I straight wanted to test that out first of all because I didn't want to pay for a $400+ figure and you had to mod the thing and go in there. You know, I need to talk to Takara and Hasbro. They got to come tell me something if you got to do all that for this price. So anyway, that is the knee, and it kind of breaks up kind of bad, but you know, it's a transformer, it's a toy, so it does that. And coming down to his foot does have the rocker. It tilts front and it tilts back. So if you want to get him in a wide stance, you can. And I always say articulation is only worth the poses you can get them in, because they can have points of articulation everywhere, but because of bulk and the mass of the figure, you really can't pull off poses on the shelf. So let's see what this guy can pull off. Well done, Takara Hasbro. Well done with that articulation. So pressing on, here's his laser blaster. We covered it again. I just wanted to get it in his hand and talk to you a little bit about it. He has a little port here. It seems like it should be longer because the groove in his hand is longer. And you can take it and work it into his hand. And he holds it pretty good. But when you start to close his hand, he starts to lose his grip because of the way the fingers are, and sometimes he doesn't hold it that great. But now, since I said it, he's holding it just fine. So here is his laser rifle, and you can take the laser blast and plug it right in here, of course. To complete the look, it's very cool. But you can take Prime's laser rifle and spin him around to the back, and there are 2 tabs here, and there are 2 tabs on the side of his backpack on either side, and you can just port his gun in and he can carry it around for storage. You can also flip this up right here and store it in the exact same spot as you did in truck mode. A little slot right there. It slots in right there. And he can have it behind him like in a cartoon where he would just reach behind him and mysteriously produce a rifle. Okay, one of the big features is you can change his face. All you do is slide this forward and it comes off. This is the back side. You can see it's done in white plastic and blue plastic, and the face is painted gray. And by the way, this is the 85, 86 head. And this is the alternate head. This is the 1984 cartoon animation head, which is my favorite head. Probably from this point on, this will be on the figure. And take a look at it. And compare it to pictures of the 1984 Optimus Prime animation. Okay, and the only problem with mine, and I saw this on all the figures, the antennas are like curved up. And I tried messing with them. Maybe I'll try a hair dryer. But I think the head is like the most important thing on the toy, on the figure. And to jack that up, to not have it perfectly straight. And we know they can do it. I know these are thin. MB10 real quick. Yeah, he's coming. His antennas are thicker, but they made sure they got it straight. And the plastic is like a harder plastic. I don't know how to explain it, but no bending here. All right, next up, slide that out, is the battle damage head. And exact same thing goes right on there. And it's pretty cool that you don't have to screw and push and pull anything. Slide that on there. And this looks amazing. The mouth is cracked. The side of the face is cracked here on this side. It's cracked here at the bottom of the antenna, all the way up the antenna. Now it makes sense for these antennas to be warped. And along with his head, he has the battle damage waist. It's just this little plate right here. And it's red plastic with some gunmetal gray paint. There's a little hose design in there, a little bit of circuitry, and there's holes in it. You can actually see through it, which is nice. They went all out for this little piece. And you just take it, and it sticks right here on a... And it blends in very, very nicely. You have to come all the way around to the back, and then you can still barely see it.
I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime.
Sideswipe. Give me your rocket pack.
My rocket pack?
Now!
Yeah, right.
This is crazy, Prime. You'll never...
And we want to thank Sideswipe for its rocket pack. And you just take it in the factory package position. Take it around Optimus Prime. There is a little space here. And you just clip it onto here. And there are a couple grooves right here also. And a couple grooves right here. And you just bring it all together. And it sticks on there just great. Then you can add the two blast effects. And you can have Optimus blast off. Speaking of blast off, you can take the anti-aircraft gun. I showed you in the video, you can remove the top portion. And you just take this, I think you fold it down. In this little groove here. It fits under Optimus' butt because he has like a groove right here that sits right on here. Now, they made the stand a little too weak. This is one of the few flaws I've seen in this toy. He kind of tends to lean forward. He's holding it right now. But once you start to pose him, he starts to lean forward. And then the stand should have extended. And I guess that would have added more weight to cause it to tilt. But he's not very high off the ground with the stand. On to the next head is a Starscream head. It's done in a gray plastic with some lighter gray on the face, metallic, and the metallic eyes. Set off, exact same thing, slide around, easy peasy. It holds on, you don't have to do all that crap. Then you untap the backpack. And then there's a long little extension right here. There is a slot right here. And you just slot that on. I think you lift the head up a little bit and then you just push this back in. And it snaps very loud. And here is Starscream with Optimus Prime head. This was from the episode Megatron's Master Plan. And because the articulation is so great, we can pull this off. like we covered it already, is the energy axe. You just take his hand. His hand is on a weird joint. You just pull it off. It slides off, and he has this crazy little hinge. It's not just one straight peg or port, but it's off to the side for whatever reason. And then this little joint is weird. Actually, and mine was a little loose, so if you can see it, I put a little dab of crazy glue on it to thicken this up. But this was a little loose on mine. You put the energy axe on there. Then you can rotate it around. And then it has like the single rotating hinge right here that allows you to get Optimus Prime in a lot of different iconic poses. But we've already done that, so I will move on. And it feels like this review has gone on forever. Got to be at the 40-minute mark, and I apologize for it. And the last thing he's packaged with is this another little stand piece. This connects with the Beast Wars Masterpiece Dinobot. If you have that figure, you can plug the stand that came with that figure into here and plug them into this. But I kind of don't know why they packed that in and they did this, unless they just felt like this was going to fail or this was better. But I don't know anything about the Beast Wars stand. I just know about it because I read it on social media. Alright, he has so many things to go over. I totally forgot about the voice feature in his little backpack. Alright, the backpack takes 3 LR44 batteries. And you just unscrew this little portion right here. It says open actually right there. And 3 batteries in there, easily install. He has a switch right here that turns it on. And the switch is well hidden. Then he has a button over here that is even better hidden. If you hold it down, I think you can get it to switch over. Then it makes the transformation sound. Okay, yeah, I haven't exactly nailed how to get it to switch over, but I just keep pushing this until I get to the Peter Cullen. Let's see if we got it. Let's try it again. Nope. Now they should have just had an up and down button for English and Japanese. And I could be doing it wrong. Somebody will let me know. Man. There we go. So I guess maybe you have to hold it down 3 times. I had it earlier where it was stayed on Peter Cullen. I think that's it. Then, if you notice, he says them randomly. He don't say them in the same order all the time. But I think that's it, and that's very cool. And it makes you wonder why they didn't do the same thing for Megatron, and they just left it the Japanese voice actor. But I have the Megatron with the third-party chip in it, and it would have been sweet if Takara, Hasbro, whoever was in on this, had some forward thinking and had it where the chips were like Bluetooth and could feed off each other. Like one says a phrase and the other one responds to the phrase. And I know that's just wishful thinking. I know that, but that shit would have been awesome. Since I got Megatron here already, let's lead off with this size comparison thing. Here he is with MP09. Here he is with Hot Rod. Here he is with the official Masterpiece Ironhide. And here he is with the first Masterpiece release Bumblebee. And here he is with Ultra Magnus, and I have to lift up the camera to get it all in because he's so massive. And the question is, and the rumor also, people say they're going to repaint this into Ultra Magnus, and he's going to have shell-forming armor like the G1 to give Ultra Magnus his 2.0 version. What do you think about that? And whoa, here he is with the KO Masterpiece Upscale Grimlock. And here he is with MPO1, now designation 1.0, MP10 designation 2.0, and MP44 designation 3.0, of course. Trying to get these guys in. And forgive me for not doing more of a comparison with these guys in this video, but the video's so long, so much stuff to cover. I'm going to make a separate video doing a comparison. When we stop to take a look at this figure and you say Masterpiece Transformer, this is the very definition. The transformation was a bit difficult and a bit fiddly, but in the end it pulls off the most excellent transformer that I have ever seen that actually transformed. This is not a statue or a model kit. I mean, it is the Generation 1 cartoon brought to life in every aspect, from the accessories, from the color of the cab to the look of the head. He is absolutely amazing. Now, is he worth the $450 price tag? I am not one to just throw money at a toy, but this is absolutely worth it. And I did not think I would be saying that by the end of this review. I would say he's great, but he's not that great. But this guy, from the engineering to the ton of accessories you get, the stylization of this figure, and the posability and the playability. Yes, you can actually play with this figure without the hands falling off, without the face falling off, without tabs and parts popping loose. This figure is excellent from head to toe, from truck to trailer. If you are an Optimus Prime fan, you must have this figure. If you have to save for this figure, if you have to buy the KO, I recommend getting your hands on Convoy 3.0.
Autobots, transform!